when did you fall in love with like women in hip hop?
Do you want to go first, or do you want me to do mine?
You can go first.
Okay, I'm kind of nervous listening to you. Okay. That street shit make me wet. Bay go get that check. Niggas want smoke with me. Bay go get that tech. A, load up the clip while I'm grabbing your dick. Give me a kiss on the way to the lick. Like, I'm in on the pack, so I'm getting the split. Fuck the police. I ain't telling them shit.
Megan Thee Stallion,
yes.
Shotta.
Yes, it is. Okay, yes. I literally was thinking of that because Young Nudy just, I think, dropped an album or something.
Oh, he did?
Recently. Yeah, I don't know if it was like an album, an EP. He dropped something. He dropped a project recently, and I was like, damn, I used to really love listening to Young Nudy when I was like in my Soul Cycle era. And you know, Soul Cycle is a cult, in case people don't know.
Mm-hmm.
When I was in my Soul Cycle era and I would just go and do like solo rides and stuff like that, I would always be listening to Young Nudy because it would just really get me going. It makes you feel like you're running from the cops, you know, like you're doing a drive-by. When you listen, it's like perfect.
Yeah.
I think they should have like Young Nudy, Key Glock, Chief Keef, like Soul Cycle classes.
Actually,
because I see why niggas do drive-bys listening to the music. Because it really puts you in that, you know what I mean?
It gets you going.
It gets you going, okay? So I was listening to that recently, and then I was like, oh, wait, I forgot they have this song that I really love. You know, this collab that I really love, and I haven't heard it in a very long time. But yes, you got it right so quickly. Okay, now I'm nervous. I'm nervous. I'm nervous for yours.
I think you're going to get it, but like it's just like saying the lyrics, I think it's going to...
Okay.
Okay. All right. No time for the little dicks. You know, the bigger the dick, the bigger the bands, the bigger the bands. That's a better chance to get close to his rich friend.
Of course, this is Trina. I already know it's Trina. It's Trina. Who's bad? Is it the baddest bitch?
Yep.
Yes. You didn't even get to the part she was like, I make him eat it while my period on. A little nasty hoe.
Oh my
red
god.
Bone but a classy hoe. Young jazzy hoe. And some because dick sucking comes quite natural hoe because I'm the baddest bitch.
I'm like, oh my god.
What an icon.
I like didn't
what a
like
legend.
I was looking through the lyrics. I was like, Jesus.
It's crazy to have grown up listening to Trina and have people complain about the fairly vanilla stuff that we get today. And I'm just like,
you just don't know.
If only you know. Like, out of these people, I don't get it. Anyway, Hi guys. Welcome back to another episode of Where My Girls At. It is October.
I can't believe
that?
No,
it
September like went by so quickly.
September was the worst month of my life. And by that, I mean the last 2 weeks of it. You know what? Actually, let's talk about it. We're going to talk a little bit about reproductive health. Not really. Okay. But also, the election is a month away. Isn't that crazy?
Go vote.
Isn't that
register.
Crazy?
Yeah, it
like
is crazy.
I fully have not grasped that, like, there's going to be another fucking election. Like, we have to do this again. I know I can't say this legally, but Lord, I hope that man does not get to do another election after this. Like, I hope this is literally the last one he is healthy enough to do. And,
well,
you're not supposed to say that, but
I think that, like, it will be it will be very hard to grasp losing to a Black woman. I really do.
I'm not ready for it. I just got my ballot, my mail-in ballot, because baby, I'm not going in to do it again. I did that last time. I was in line for so fucking long.
Oh, really?
Yes. The last time I had to vote in person, never doing it again. I'm sending my ballot in, dropping it off my damn self on Monday.
Yeah. No, you hear that? No excuses.
No excuses. Like, get your mail-in ballot. Vote.
Fine,
but if you are voting for Donald Trump, then don't vote. The election actually takes place on the weekend. If you're voting for Donald Trump, or if you're voting third party too, like, no shade to y'all, but get a grasp on reality. Like, I need you to be fucking for real.
Well, I was gonna say low key, like, also, who are these undecided people too? I don't get it.
Undecided about what?
What? Like,
be undecided about at this point.
Like we were talking, me and my friends are talking about, like, after the debates, and it's like, did this help?
Oh my
like,
God.
did this help either? Like, either way, like,
oh my God.
what were you on the fence about? Like, I think you're, like, this is, like, very, like, I feel like this is a bipartisan statement. Like, if you, like, were leaning one way or the other, like,
yeah,
just stay on that side.
Please.
Like, there's not, like, there's nobody who's in the middle. Like, there can't
possibly. You cannot possibly be in the middle at this point.
Maybe
it was Joe Biden. I would have been like, okay, maybe you can be in the middle. Right now, what is there to be in the middle about? You're either stay on that side.
Yeah, just stay on your
really
side.
Like that, stay on that side.
Literally,
it's you know, it's. I'm not gonna say it's not that deep because it's too deep. Actually,
it's definitely deep.
It's too deep. Actually, wait, what was I about to tell? Oh my God, let me tell you what happened to me. Actually, and this has been like. Well, right now I'm feeling fine. Like I'm back to myself 100%. Literally, I think maybe after we recorded our last episode, it had to be like a couple days after that. I was at work. Then I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to go after work, go to the gym, and I'm going to run a 10K. Like whatever. That's not a big deal. I run a lot. So running like 6 miles, not a big deal. I got off of the treadmill and it was fine. No, this had to be a Friday because I remember I didn't have work the next day. So it was Friday. The next day I woke up. I was in such severe pain. I could not move. And I did not know what was wrong. And at first I was like, oh, you know what? You didn't stretch properly. Yeah. Your hips are really tight. So I stretched and then it started to feel better. Then I started to feel this pain in my vagina. And I was like, what the hell is going on? Like, where did this come from? Like, am I getting my period? It's too soon for that. Tell me why I developed a cyst inside of the wall of my vagina.
Oh my gosh.
It was so big and so painful. It hurt to close my legs. I come to find out it's called a Bartholin cyst. It happens apparently. They don't know why it happens. Apparently, did you know that you have tear ducts inside of your vagina that are they're called Bartholin glands. And it's like the tear ducts you have like and it keeps it like moist down there, so it's not like dry or whatever. But if they get clogged, you can develop a cyst, and they're not supposed to be painful. That's a fucking lie. But if it gets infected, it becomes painful. So this one had gotten infected and was so painful to walk. I woke up one day and I tried everything. I was doing warm compresses on my like vagina. I was doing like baths, trying to get it to decrease in size. I had to go to the emergency room. I woke up at 4 a.m. one day, had to go to the emergency room at like, I had to get there like 4:15. Girl, do you know they had to stick a needle inside of the wall deep inside my vagina and then to numb it. And then 2 men had to hold my legs open. Not men, women. 2 nurses had to hold.
I was like, damn.
No, 2 nurses had to hold my legs and my vagina open. Why? I'm sorry, guys, if this is too much, but I just got to be real. While the doctor took a scalpel to the inside of my vagina, and cut the cyst open inside of my vagina. So deep in there, it was right where a man would, it was right near the opening.
Oh my God.
And drain the cyst. And then he packed it and sewed it up inside of my vagina. A knife.
I am lost for words.
You have no idea. I was so shook. And I was so shocked. I said, I have never been more traumatized in my life.
Oh my gosh.
And then the doctor is telling me, like, yeah, we don't know why they happen. He's like, so we think we drained it, but if it comes back, you just gonna have to come get it drained again.
Come back.
I said, you are out your motherfucking
what?
mind if you think I'm coming back here.
That is insane. I am so sorry you had to go through that.
I want you to look it up so you can see the size of this thing. About how it literally looks like one of your vagina lips is swollen. Like, that is how crazy this shit is. So
what is it called?
It's called a Bartholin cyst. And it happens on inside of one of the walls. Do you see a picture of it? Are you looking at it? Yes. Yes, that. Never heard of this in my fucking life. Didn't even know that was a thing that could happen. And all of a sudden, all week, that is the craziest thing that has ever happened to me. He was draining that cyst, and I felt like he was pushing so hard. There was so much blood, it was running up my back. Excuse me, that's a lot.
God.
It's crazy, right? It's crazy, right? I have no idea how or why it happened or why it had to happen to me. Yes. The point is women are stronger than the Marines. They have to deal with so much.
And once again, a call to go vote. Because there are some people who care more about your reproductive health than others. Jesus. Well, I guess I'll round out the how we're doing conversation.
And mind you, I'm fine now. I doesn't hurt anymore.
I'm so glad.
The cyst is drained. Like, I'm fine now. But that was the craziest thing that's happened to me, like, all year, I think.
That is really crazy. I'm so glad you're okay.
Yeah, it was nuts. Okay, how are you, though?
I mean, perspective-wise, really good.
I love that. I love to hear it.
But, no, last weekend, I did an impromptu to Montreal with my friend.
Oh, that's fun.
Which was really
Did you drive?
Cool. No.
Oh, you flew. Okay.
But we went to go see Kay Trinata, and so he's from Montreal. So,
yes, I know that.
Yeah, so it was his hometown like concert, and
how was it?
It was a lot of fun. But I also realized like the demographic I'm in now, where it was an outdoor concert.
Yeah,
and and there was a lot of 2000s babies.
Oh yeah,
and I can't do the pushing and the shoving.
Oh my god.
And the lack of excuse me, sorry. It's beyond me. And I had we were in the beginning, for the opening acts. We were just like kind of in the mix. People were like, pushing, shoving, whatever.
Yeah.
And I was like, I have one more.
You said one more time
before someone doesn't say excuse me. Before I
No.
Are you kidding me?
Man.
And when Kay Trinata came, we moved to the outside and it was perfect. I could see him. I was in dance circles. I had space. But I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I'm not in the mix. For you to step over me to get to the same place that I am.
And then to stand directly in front of
me.
Like, you are in my space and you think I'm just going to let you stand right here? Like, no, excuse me, bitch. Move, you and your friends, you musty ass bitch, move. Because they don't wear deodorant. Or they're wearing that natural deodorant. They're wearing native deodorant. That shit runs out 30 seconds after you use it. This is my biggest issue with those kinds of concerts. Nobody wears deodorant. Nobody says, excuse me. I can't do it. I need a seat with a number. And I need my friends.
With a number, yes.
I need my friends around me. I don't care how much more I have to pay. I cannot do that. I just can't.
It was very eye-opening.
Which is why I've never gone to Coachella. And I just don't see myself as a desert person.
A desert queen, yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a desert queen. Like I said, though, if Megan ends up headlining Coachella, I'm going to be out there.
You might have to change.
I'm going to be out there. I can't even hold you. Okay, so we get into some hot topics.
Yeah,
There's a lot. There's a lot, and I don't even know where to start. Like, should we just go down the list, in the order?
Yeah.
Okay, so then let's start with this. Oh my god, this is so petty.
It's
just, I think petty is the wrong word. This is some real loser ass shit.
You know what? You're so right. This is some loser ass shit.
You're such a loser for this.
All right. So for all those who don't know, Megan's ex-best friend modeled for Nicki Minaj's shoe brand Loki. Is it Loki?
I think it might be pronounced Loki or Loki. I don't know.
It is. And this is really some loser shit, actually.
And the crazy, and so for people who don't know, this is her best friend Kelsey, who was the one who was in the car with her when she was shot by Tory Lanez, who kind of turned on her and released a diss track. This used to be her bestie, and then she really turned on her. And so, obviously, Nicki Minaj is weaponizing Kelsey because it's Nicki Minaj's shoe brand, or I don't know if it's a brand or a collab. I don't get why it says Nicki X Loki. Does she own the brand, or is it just a collaboration?
Who knows?
I did not Google that far. And Kelsey has never been known for anything. Like, she's never modeled, she's never rapped, she's never done anything except be Megan Thee Stallion's best friend. She's not a photographer. She doesn't do anything. So for this is like quite literally what Megan Thee Stallion would call a bitter bitch link up. You know what I mean? Like how the fuck, what did Cardi say? Like, first this bitch hate me and that bitch hate me. Somehow they link up and they become friends. Like, how? Yeah. Like, how? It's so weird because, like, why can't you move on?
I feel like it's been like 2 years. More than that.
No, it's been, what? That was 2020.
Yeah, it was like, that was 4 years.
It's been 4. Why the fuck can't you move on? Nicki, I don't even know what to say about her at this point, but this is so random and lame. But one thing I think in this whole debacle, in this whole, like, hater-ass shit that people are missing, that we are failing to talk about, these shoes are ugly as fuck. These look like orthopedic nurse shoes.
Yes.
The shoes are hideous.
Yeah,
we are not saying cute. That enough. These are Payless finest. These shoes are hideous.
That's exactly what it's giving.
And Nicki Minaj would not be caught dead wearing these shoes. If it was not for money, she would never wear these shoes. You would never see Nicki Minaj in these shoes. When have you ever thought of Nicki Minaj and thought, this is a person who wears sneakers? Never. This is not a person who wears sneakers. She's a person, like, if Nicki Minaj is known for anything, it is a killer heel, like a nasty heel. Like, if Nicki Minaj came out with high heels, that would fit her brand better than fucking ugly-ass orthopedic nurse sneakers.
Yeah.
I think it's crazy for her to do this. Like, it's nuts. Anyway, moving on. So Lauryn Hill is being sued for fraud and breach of contract by her band member Pras. Is it Pras?
I was about to ask you.
Bitch, let me tell you, I've never known. The founding member of the Fugees, the group that Lauryn Hill was, she came up in the Fugees. And he's suing her for breach of contract and for fraud. Okay, so he filed this lawsuit, and I'm going to read what he says. He says that Michelle alleges, and he recently was just in, like, some real deep doo-doo. Like, he just was in a ring with the FBI.
Well, I didn't know it was with the FBI, but I was like, this is, like, very convenient because after looking at the article, it's like, he just came out of legal trouble.
He was in a lot of legal trouble, like some deep legal trouble, like
grasping for some straws.
He says, okay, I'm going to read what it says on Variety. Michelle alleges that Hill grossly mismanaged the setup, marketing, and budget of their Scuttle 2023 tour, which was, quote, actually a veiled and devious attempt to make a big score for herself. The complaint states, adding that the singer secretly siphoned off money from the tour guarantees. The full list of claims includes a breach of fiduciary duty and refusal to permit an audit on the Fugees tour. So, like, he's saying that the tour was bogus. And and then later he says that he walked away empty-handed because Lauryn controlled the tour budget that was, quote, so bloated and unnecessary and most likely fictitious expenses that seemed designed to lose money. And the tour was cut short because she canceled the second half in November because of serious vocal strain. In the lawsuit, they say the lawsuit, which paints Hill as a wolf in sheep's clothing with, quote, narcissistic tendencies, serves up juicy anecdotes. And this is crazy, including one involving her turning down a $5 million offer for the Fugees to perform at Coachella this year because she felt snubbed for the festival, putting No Doubt at the top of the bill instead of the Fugees. And so they said Hill's arrogance was again demonstrated when she unilaterally rejected the offer to play Coachella, and the reason because her ego was bruised. That's crazy. What I think is even crazier is the statement that Lauryn made. So I'm going to read just the statement she made in whole, like, in response to this. She says, some clarity and facts need to be presented. I've been silent and pushing through because I understood that Pras was under duress because of his legal battles. There it is again. And this was perhaps affecting his judgment, state of mind, and character. Fact number 1, this baseless lawsuit by Pras is full of false claims and unwarranted attacks. It notably omits that he was advanced overpayment for the last tour and has failed to repay substantial loans extended by myself as an act of goodwill. Last year's tour was put together to celebrate the 25th anniversary of the album, The Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, and it was being planned whether the Fugees were involved or not. Fact number 2, the tour was expanded to incorporate the Fugees because I found out that Press was in trouble and he needed money to aid his legal defense. Fact number 3, he was given $3 million advance for the tour, which he said was required to pay his legal fees. Wyclef and myself deferred our full advances to make sure he had what he needed and was able to go. I covered most of the tour expenses as the majority of the tour advance had gone to Press. So she paid for it. An agreement was put in place to secure the repayment of the money that he was advanced. He has not paid the money back and is currently in breach of this agreement. Fact number 4, because my tour, band, and production and setup were happening, the Fugees set utilized the same production. I absorbed most of the expenses myself, produced the show, put together the entire set with Wyclef's participation for the Fugees and Wyclef's set. Press was basically just had to show up and perform. As of the last last tour, Press thanked me for saving his life. I have the receipts. Fact number 6, I am not in the business of kicking anyone, especially when they're down, which is why I haven't responded to date. It is absolutely disheartening to see Press in this position, my bandmate and someone I considered a friend, but this leads us to fact number 7, which probably should have been fact number 1. Fact number 7, I was not in his life when he decided to make the unfortunate decision that led to his current legal troubles. I did not advise that he make this decision and therefore am in no way responsible for his decision and its consequences, though I have taken it upon myself to help. Despite his attacks, I'm still compassionate and hope things work out for him. So this is nuts.
Yeah.
This is nuts. And why is everybody who's like of these super famous groups like now revealing that they hate each other? Hall and Oates hate each other and they don't speak.
Okay.
Pharrell and Chad don't talk to each other anymore, and now they're suing each other over the Neptunes and the rights to it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes. And now the fucking Fugees. First of all, I think it's crazy. Is this the first time she's ever been sued for breach of contract? It can't be.
Exactly. No, not at all. Not at all.
It cannot be the first time Lauryn Hill has ever been sued for breach of contract. And I think that's number 1, because we know notoriously Lauryn Hill is not reliable. That being said, I believe her.
I believe her too. 100%.
I believe her.
I think just like the whole setup of like his previous legal troubles, and then like and then also her saying about the advancement too. It's like she's like they're losing out on this before.
Yeah. Can he refute that? Can he say like the advance wasn't like, because if he doesn't, if he says like, oh yeah, I was given the advance, but I don't believe him. I don't believe him, and I really think it's baseless. My thing is, if you really needed the money that bad, like, why the fuck are you doing shady shit?
Yeah, exactly.
If you needed the money that bad, you should have told Lauryn years ago, hey, I need to go on tour, my friend.
Tour, yeah,
and
exactly.
Clearly, she was down to do it, but for them to give up their entire advance for you to cover your legal fees, $3 million, and you haven't paid any penny back, and now you're threatening to sue me?
Sue me? Yeah, wild.
Please.
Biting the hand that is here to help you.
That is actually crazy.
Yeah.
Another thing that's crazy, let's move on, because I want to talk about, I know Paris Fashion Week just ended, but Cardi B was at Paris Fashion Week, and I just, number 1, every single look down. The Mugler one is probably my favorite because I love the bangs. But on top of that, aside from that, separate from that, I don't think that we have, and maybe Doja comes as a close second, but I don't even think it's anywhere near Cardi. There is no woman in hip hop who has eaten as severely as Cardi does when it comes to fashion since Lil' Kim. Like, there's no one but Cardi. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I mean, just like, I don't even know, like, she just looks so fucking good. Now,
and she just had a baby.
Just had a baby. The baby's not even a month old.
Not old.
Still smell like the inside of her. And this is what she looks like. That's crazy to me.
No, same.
That's crazy.
No,
she said she got right back to work. She got right back to work.
literally right back to work.
She said, "Fuck that nigga. I'm done with him and his bullshit." Let's skip to that. Actually,
yo, I was going to say, okay, I didn't watch all of the live,
not necessary.
But the first one that I watched, I was just like, oh my gosh. So like the fact that so we're talking about how Cardi B went on live and was
several times
and was explaining about her relationship with Offset, cheating, but also like about how she found out that she was having this baby.
Yes.
And it is so wild how she found out about this baby. She was like, all right, I had like a freaky night. Like, that's really what it was.
My thing is, how did, like, I don't get, like, she was pregnant the whole year.
Yeah.
How did she have the surgery? And she was pregnant and they didn't know.
No, and they didn't know. But she said she took multiple blood tests.
That's scary to me.
Which is wild.
Don't like that. Does that mean that could happen to me? Because I will be honest in saying, and guys, use protection. I have not used protection all year long. And sorry.
Once again, women's reproductive
health
is
because let me tell you, if they shut down that clinic, I don't know how me and this baby gonna live in my studio apartment. It's not gonna work. Like, I'm gonna have to go get a hanger in the back.
Anyway.
Back to Cardi B. She's really done with this nigga this time. I believe it.
I think so too.
It's over.
I
over.
Hope so.
It's over.
Hope so.
And they says she cheated while she was pregnant. And then she tweeted
and did. I was like,
did he think we were gonna boo her?
I know.
Did he think we were going to be upset that she fucked him and the fetus? No offense. And then it's crazy because people were like, how could she have sex with someone else? How could she have sex with someone else when she's pregnant with his baby? The baby can't feel it, dummy. The baby doesn't know what, and it's actually quite healthy to
and
get
and I was gonna say, it depends also like at what time, because she also did not know for a
while. She didn't know that she was pregnant.
But either way,
I'm proud of her.
It doesn't matter.
Cheat back. Fuck that nigga. Actually, you should preempt it and cheat first, just so he can't catch you off guard.
Beat him to the punch.
Beat him to the punch. She didn't get to beat him to the punch, but she still got the last laugh.
She did. He was
She's
hurt.
going to keep laughing. You know he's still hurt. He's still hurt. And Offset is a Sagittarius. Male Sagittarius are probably the worst of the worst of the worst human beings that have ever walked this earth. You've never actually met anybody who's as like scum, lying, cheating, narcissistic. Like, now on the flip side, female Sagittarius, like myself, best people you've ever met in your entire life. Best people you've ever met in your entire life. But Offset, I look at him and I say, I see all the evil that's in me on the outside of you. Like, it's just out there in the front, nigga. Like, so I'm happy that she's done with him.
Me too.
What I want to talk about, though, because you had a lot to say in the last episode when I said that I think Cardi's really an album mode, and you're like, I don't think so. I don't believe her. And she got on this live and she's like, we shot the album cover. We have the album name. I'm ready. I want to shoot a few more looks. I believe her. She's like, we're talking to people setting up a tour. I believe her, Brianna. Why don't you believe her?
I want to see it happen. It's been years. I want to see it happen. I will happily eat my words. But until I see something
okay. I don't care. That's fair. I want to talk about this.
I've been jerked around too much.
Yeah. I can't take no more.
I'm over it.
I'm over it. I get it. Okay, so Doja Cat recently performed at Global Citizen Festival. First of all, her dress looked amazing. I don't think she should ever go back to having hair. She's bald is like the most beautiful woman on earth. I think she should stay a bald woman.
You think she should stay a bald baddie?
But to me, so she spoke out in like supporting of Palestine and Ukraine and Sudan and the Congo and like all of the injustices that are going on. And I thought Global Citizen was like a perfect platform for that.
For sure.
That's what it's supposed to do. But I think it's interesting how people love to shit on Doja Cat, and to say that she is like this corporate machine and that she doesn't actually care about Black people or their issues. She doesn't care about anything anybody's suffering through. As many corporate partnerships as Doja Cat has, as much as she has to lose, she got on stage in front of an audience, a global audience, and said Free Palestine and don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
And I think it's crazy that she has more of a backbone than like 90% of the music industry, 90% of the film industry, who refuses to say anything about the injustices that people are suffering. Doja Cat has more to lose than so many people, and yet she got up there and she was like, and free them.
Yeah. No, I was very proud. I wasn't expecting this from her.
No, not at all.
It wasn't that, like, I don't think that she, like, doesn't stand up for injustice, I guess, but I was very happy.
I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
Okay, so they released a list of the top 10 best-selling rap songs of 2024, and this is the list. This is the list, and some of these surprised me, as you know. Number 1, Not Like Us, doesn't surprise me at all. Number 2, Like That, doesn't surprise me at all. Number 3, Lovin' on Me. I'm not gonna say that surprised me because the song was like really big. I don't remember when it came out, but people were into that.
I was like, did it come out this year?
I actually don't. It might have. This has been a very long year for me.
You know what? Yeah.
So it could have come out. Then Carnival, which is that Kanye West song. Have you ever heard that song?
No.
Me either.
I stopped listening to Kanye after like Life of Pablo.
I stopped listening to Kanye, I think around the same time. I don't think I listened to Ye or any of the other albums.
Lovin' on Me came out in November of 2023, so I don't know what they're talking about.
You know what? That's fine. I'll allow it.
Mm-hmm.
Number 5, Red Rum, that 21 Savage song. I hate it. Not hate it, that's strong, but I just don't. I don't. It's annoying to me. Number 6, Never Lose Me. We'll get there. Number 7, Type Shit. Number 8, Fee. Number 9, Whatever She Wants. And number 10, Wannabe. Where's Nicki Minaj? Sorry, but the crazy thing is, like, when I post on like TikTok or Twitter or something, and I'm posting about Nicki Minaj, girl, they be in the comments like, they be in the comments calling me Biggie and all this shit. Baby, you can't offend me by calling me fat. I know that I am.
Yeah.
But then they're always like, and the other girls can't sell this and that, blah, blah, blah. Where's Nicki Minaj?
Yeah, where's her
song?
List?
Where's her song? Where's her song, Barbs? No, but I actually think it's crazy that Flo Milli has the 6th best-selling rap song in 2024.
No, that's pretty dope.
Of the rap songs, I actually will never, ever, ever entertain the Flo Milli is underrated conversation ever again. Because what do you mean?
What do you
mean? Not underrated. Very fairly rated and will get higher because she's only going to get better. I recently went back and listened to Ho Why Is You Here? And it's just, I mean, to think about how good it was, that album, and about how she's only gotten better at rapping.
Yeah, for sure.
Since then, it just baffles me, you know? Mm-hmm. It really does.
No, she's that girl.
Okay, so Nicki Minaj is named the 13th greatest pop star of all time by Billboard. They've been doing this, the greatest pop star, not of all time, of the 21st century. They've been doing this greatest pop stars of the 21st century. And they released this, Nicki Minaj, whatever, and like, duh, she's the 13th greatest pop star of the, like, duh. Nobody said, no, duh. Like, it does not surprise me at all. The thing is like, I think people are confused about what they mean by pop star, which is silly because it's so obvious that in terms of pop star, in this case, Billboard is talking about popular, successful artists, not about people who just make pop music. But
I was about to say, and I was like, I missed this version of her too.
We can talk about that as well, because at the end, baby, the last like 2 or 3 paragraphs, scathing. Like, let me actually see if I can like read it.
I can read it.
Do you have it up?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and read it. Okay, because I can't find it.
For Minaj, 2024 has been marked by the continuation of her Pink Friday 2 track and the creation of the forthcoming 3rd installment in her Pink Friday album series. With a career that spans 2 decades across the hip-hop underground and pop's apex alike, Nicki Minaj has been in the ultimate victor, villain, and survivor of the 21st century pop music and culture, sometimes all at the same time. The provocateur?
Provocateur? I don't know.
Sorry. In the trust sense, her most famous alter ego's name, Roman Zelensky, bears a striking similarity to that of a film director and convicted sex offender Roman Polanski.
Yeah.
Though she claims there's no relation.
Well, where did you get it from? Like, do you know any? What the fuck? Okay.
Minaj knows what buttons to press, and she's always ready to Hulk smash them. She's fearless in that way, but with the threat of being replaced, always looking for any veteran artist at her level, she continues demanding the spotlight like any great pop star. Watching her grapple with the battle is a priceless front row seat to the madhouse that is the 21st century fame. Nicki Minaj isn't just the greatest female rapper to ever do it and one of the greatest pop stars of the century. She's also one of the key architects of how pop music sounds, how pop fandom functions, and how pop stars are perceived both online and in real life in 2024. Now, that's some single-handed annihilation?
Annihilation?
Annihilation, wow. Annihilation, word to itty-bitty piggy.
Okay, so they must have taken out the stuff about her husband being a rapist and her brother being a rapist and all of that was in there. Because
I'm not saying that.
That was scathing. That was scathing. They had to have him edit this. Like, because I'm sure she made a phone call and was very pissed about it. The point is like that stuff, all the negative stuff, all the antics, all of everything, people are going to start attaching that to her legacy. Like when you say the name Nicki Minaj, I mean like, it's always like, oh yeah, she's great. But
no, you're so right.
It's always that like, I don't know, like.
And I have a friend who actually is going to go see her, I think this weekend, and in Florida. And she was like, I'm so afraid because she got the tickets. It was like $30 or whatever. Because she was like, I know these are going to drop.
Yeah.
And then she's like, but I'm so afraid that she's not going to come out until like 11 p.m.
Yeah, I've heard that she's been doing that. Like, she's been only, I don't know. People who love her are going to love her, like you said. Excuse me. But it's crazy. Okay, moving on. So recently, Eve has sold her publishing rights to her music catalog for 8 figures between $25 million and $50 million. And I just have this to say, because I've been seeing this a lot. Justin Bieber sold his publishing catalog for like hundreds of millions of dollars. The Dream sold a lot of his publishing catalog for like millions and millions of dollars. If that doesn't tell you that we are deep in a recession,
what does it mean? What does it mean to like fully sell your rights? So is it like basically you're releasing it back to the
I don't even know if it's back to. I think it's to whomever is buying it. But
they can use it however they want.
I think they can use it however they want. They can license the music however they want. You know how like, and if you go to like Top Topic or Forever 21 or stuff, you can buy like shirts with like Aaliyah's face on it or Biggie's face on it. You're like, how the fuck is that? Like, how can they do that? Like, maybe they don't. The family doesn't own the licensing to it, and so I think the artists selling their publishing, like, they're not going to make money from it anymore. Like, I'm assuming that there's no more money to be made. But to me, if you're willing to sell it, there must not have been any money in the first place. You know what I mean?
Think so?
Or, not a ton for you to just be like, fuck it, I don't need none of it. I'm selling all of my music rights. If that doesn't tell you that, like, this is why I will never get people bashing Doja Cat and Megan Thee Stallion for like having 1,000 corporate partnerships, and people are like, why are Nicki Minaj and Drake on tour for like 2 years consecutively? Girl, they're not making money from streaming. Clearly nobody's making money from making the music, so they got to do something, and it's selling their catalogs, which I think is crazy. But if you're not making any money from it, why keep it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair. Or it's like, I guess, doing what's her name did, Taylor Swift did, of like the re-recording of your stuff.
My thing is, who's gonna have the kind of success in doing that Taylor Swift has had?
I guess you have to be like a certain artist
exactly
to do it. Like a Justin Bieber could do that. You don't think a Justin Bieber could do that?
Not in this day and age. I don't.
Really? I think he could.
I mean, maybe. I don't know if I've ever been that big of a Justin Bieber fan, but I know he was really, 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 really big when I was in like 6th and 7th grade. And then he had like a time where he had to be on something, and he was really just off his rocker a bit.
Yeah.
So and then I just kind of like fell off the train. I didn't really give a damn about any of the music that he was releasing or anything. And does he even still make music?
I feel like the last album he made was that R&B album.
Oh, okay.
That had Intentions with Quavo.
Didn't listen to that.
Right.
Okay, so Glorilla has earned her third solo Hot 100 hit of 2024 with Hold On debuting at 86, and then there was Yeah Glow, which peaked at number 28, and Thank God It's Friday, TGIF, peaking at number 28 also. My thing about this is, like, do people know how difficult it is to chart a song on the Billboard 100? Like, to how much success you have to have to get your song on the chart, like, firmly. Yeah. I will never entertain any arguments that she is not successful, that she is not that girl, that she, like, are you kidding me? Mm-hmm. With the success she's had, I think it's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really care about that. Okay, Megan Thee Stallion's documentary is finally coming out.
I'm excited about that.
I am so excited. Okay, so this is what was released. It's coming on Prime Video in October 2024. It's called Megan Thee Stallion in Her Words. It's coming out on October 31st. And they say this upcoming documentary spends 2 years in the life of rapper and singer Megan Thee Stallion. It takes viewers behind the scenes as the global superstar recovers from a 2020 shooting incident and grapples with the perils of fame, among other things. You've heard the hot takes and read the stories. Now go straight to the source.
Excited. I'm excited.
I think I might cry.
Aww.
I really do think I might cry. I just think, I don't know. It's just crazy because, like, she's been through so much. You know what I mean?
She has been through so much,
and
yeah.
I'm happy that she now gets to control her narrative. And I think and it's also good that she gets to release it on her favorite holiday. Like, you know, this girl loves Halloween. You know she loves Halloween down.
I was about to say, she also just dropped her Halloween pics.
So it's perfect timing, and I can't wait. Hopefully there'll be a trailer coming this week or something. Like, I can't wait for the documentary. I'm happy that and it reminded me too, because Nicki Minaj was supposed to release a documentary. Remember that? When that was supposed to happen? Like several years ago? Yeah. And then it just, like, dropped off the face of the earth. My thing is this probably because don't nobody want to pick it up.
No one wants to see it. Nobody's there to see.
Not even that nobody wants to see it. It's that nobody wants to produce it. She seems like a risk, more of a financial risk than there is a reward for it when it comes to that kind of thing. But watch her drop a trailer. Watch her drop a trailer for this non-existent documentary as soon as Megan drops the trailer.
Coming soon.
Produced by no one. Coming to you from nowhere. And that's literally it. Okay, should we move on to new music?
Oh, okay. The last thing I wanted to touch on this, though, I really liked that Doechii made this style guide for her concert.
A style guide for her show.
Because I feel like people have been dressing up to go to concerts and like trying to match on theme. She literally gave the blueprint of like, hey, like when you show up to my show, like this is how we're coming. This is the energy that we're on, and I really liked it.
I love that, and I love that people have been doing that since Renaissance. Like it's been it's been very explicit that people want their like how they want people to show up and like.
But I think that's fun. Like
it's
it adds to the experience.
It does, and it should be an experience. You're paying for it, a lot of money these days, thanks Ticketmaster. But you should have fun. It should be good fun. Okay, moving on to the music. Okay, so Mona Leo released an EP. Do you want to go like downloads? Did you download anything from the EP?
I only downloaded a couple of songs.
Okay, what did you download?
The ones that I downloaded were Pimpin' Ain't Dead and Flush 'Em. That's about it.
Okay. I downloaded Pimpin' Ain't Dead, Eat Her, Wham Bam, and Passenger Princess. Those are the songs that I downloaded. Do you want what would you rate it? Or do you want to give your thoughts and then your rating?
Yeah, I was about to say, I guess I have to think about my rating.
Okay.
To me, the project felt very one note. Like, I felt like I was listening to the same song the entire time.
Yeah.
And, like, some of it was cool. Like I said, I got a couple of songs out of it.
Yeah.
But it felt very one track.
For
sure. I didn't see any, like, I don't know, difference from her other music.
And
what about you?
Okay. For me, I think, like, one, I love that she has such an incredible bravado and confidence about her. Like, when I listen to her music, I always get that vibe from her, and I think it's crazy to have it and you're that young. You know, like, I'd be ready to fight niggas when I be listening to this shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I've never like been like a stunner for Vegas, like, kind of person. No, I'd never liked his music. I never liked his voice, but I like him in the context of her songs, you know? When I was listening to those, it really didn't feel like there was any transitions between the songs. Like, there was no feeling, like, no flow. Like, it didn't feel intentional, you know, when I was listening to it. But there was something very Texas and very alternative about it that I love. Yeah. And I mean, if I'm being honest, I don't really understand the purpose of the project or the direction of the project.
Yes.
Other than maybe she just wanted to rap and she just wanted to release it.
Yeah, that's what it feels like. I don't know. It just kind of felt like it was random, right? Like, it didn't feel like there was a rollout or a planned release. Like, it just kind of came out of nowhere. Yeah.
I do think, you know, she's constantly improving as a rapper, and I feel like she's found this pocket that she's really comfortable in, and, like, I love that she hasn't abandoned that. Like I said, I love her bravado and, like, I appreciate all of that. Saweetie, dropped the song, and what is it called? What is the song called? Is It the Way? What did you think about it as the resident Saweetie defender?
Pulls me back every time. I don't
okay,
I don't know what it is.
Okay. You enjoyed it.
It was cool. It, like, it reinvigorated my spirit of it.
Okay, that's fair.
What about you?
I hated this
every
song
time
so much. I hate this song so fucking much. Yes, it was so bad. Why is she so fucking loud on a Jill Scott sample? What the fuck are you doing?
I don't know. Maybe also I thought she just looked good during the music video. I don't know. Maybe that just added to it. I don't know.
Looks good though. It's not. I don't think we ever expect her to not look good. This is kind of exactly what I was expecting from Saweetie though, and because of that, I don't care. Like, okay, and what else?
Okay,
like,
and
what else?
And you know what? Actually, that's like a similar point that I was thinking about Mono Leo as well. It's like, what am I expecting from her?
You know, I just am like, okay, this is exactly what I was expecting.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, Bia released the song featuring Lil Yachty called Pissed Off. But you know who was really pissed off? Me, because I sat all the way through it. That's who was really pissed off.
I enjoyed it, actually.
Okay.
I really enjoyed it. I thought they were a great collab. I thought it made sense. It made sense to me. Yeah, I enjoyed the song. I've been having it on repeat, actually.
I thought the song was awful. I really did. I didn't like none of it. And
you know, sometimes we're in sync.
Absolutely.
You know,
it
happens.
That's called being respectful.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not like, fuck you, bitch. Discord. How dare you hate this song that I love? How dare you love this song that I hate, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I just feel like Bia's confidence is really shaken since I really do.
Really?
Since she released that horrible ass diss track and everybody hated it. I really don't think she's the same. Like, I really think she is really, like, insecure. You know what I mean? Like, and she's like putting on this brave face, but like behind it, you know that meme where the guy's like wearing the smiley face, and behind it they're crying. That is what I think of every time I hear a new Bia song, because I'm like, where is the Bia from like 2021? Really her? She was so confident, so sure of herself. Who is this bitch now? Like, I just don't. It's not hitting the same, and I really think it's because she's embarrassed. Like, she's not.
I wasn't getting that vibe, but now I feel like I might listen to it in a different way.
Hey, that's just one person's opinion. I really don't know for sure either way, but I just feel like she might, her confidence is not the way that it used to be.
Do you think it's because
the music?
I was like, is it the music or is it the fact that she collaborated with Lil Yachty?
No.
Okay.
I think the collaboration was... Well, that's kind of random. Have they ever collaborated before?
I don't think so.
Where did that come from?
Yeah, because that's why I was like... Because I thought they sound good together. I think they play off each other really well.
This couldn't be their first collaboration then, could it?
I don't know. I'm going to look it up.
Because it just feels like if it was their first collaboration, it would be a bigger deal for her. It is?
Yeah.
Wow, that's so strange to me. Because I think they work very well. I think they sound very good together. I agree. Mm-hmm. It's not on this song.
That's fair.
Not on this song. Like, I just didn't like it. There was the new Meg snippet. There's also a song from Mama Million called Fuck Nigga, which I thought was so cute. She just reminds me of Flo Milli.
Well, okay.
You know,
I didn't like her. I didn't like it. Couldn't finish it.
I thought the song was fine, you know? But then there's a new Meg snippet since she's now teasing her mixtape as Act 2. And I kind of love that it's a mixtape. I loved the snippet. Yeah. I think artists should go back to doing mixtapes before they release an album. Like, what happened
Get us excited.
What happened to Lil Wayne, era, like releasing The Dedication, Sorry for the Wait, all that stuff. Like, what we need to get back to our roots. Yeah. Okay, we need to go back to the start. Go back to the soil. Okay, get in there. And I love that she's releasing a mixtape. Like, not everything has to be a fucking album,
Yeah.
And sometimes
you just want to rap.
Sometimes you just want to rap.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm not that mad at Mona Leo for the album. Maybe that's what she just wanted to do. She just wanted to rap.
Yeah.
She just wanted to rap. And I fuck with
I'm
that.
Not mad at it. I'm not mad at that.
We don't do that enough.
Right.
Everything has to be a hit. Everything has to blow up on TikTok. Maybe I just want to rap, bitch. Like,
yeah.
Maybe I just want to release an album full of freestyles on some Lil Wayne shit. For real.
Yeah. No, but I think that's a great segue into our main topic, though.
Yes! I didn't even do that intentionally.
Oh, okay. That was great. It just
kind of worked out. So I saw people talking about this on Twitter, and it kind of made me think, like, wow, this is something we've touched on, but we've never talked about as a main topic. And I kind of really wanted to talk about hit records versus class records. What is the difference? When do they collide? And is one better than the other?
Yeah.
So the first question, I want to know, what do you think? Because I wrote notes about this. I wrote notes about everything, as I always do. What do you think makes a hit record? And does it rely solely, I didn't write this in there, but does it rely solely on how it performs commercially to make it a hit record? Is that it too?
Dang, I don't know. I would think that how it does commercially does contribute to if it is a hit record, I think, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I think what makes a hit record is, I think, the replay value, which I think has to do with commercial success.
That's true.
And like, I know, like how it performs, like how long the longevity of it after it's released. I think what makes it a hit.
That's interesting. Mm-hmm. That's interesting, because I was thinking, when I think about a hit record, like you said, like it has to be widespread, like have widespread mainstream appeal. I'm talking like across all quadrants. Everybody has to love this. Like, I think hit records are easy to memorize sometimes.
Yes.
You can play them in the club, on the radio, in the gym, in the car. It's something that's undeniable and inescapable when it comes to like a hit record.
I agree.
And I do think like how it performs commercially plays a part in that. However, I don't think it's like the sole factor on if it's a hit.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
Now, a classic record is different. What makes a classic record, in your opinion?
Yeah, what I was thinking about a classic record, I think it's what withstands time. I think I think that, I guess, I was going to say, like, maybe a classic record is a graduation of a hit record.
Oh!
Right?
That's good. Look at you being all poetic. I didn't think about nothing like that. That's good.
Right?
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. I also think with a classic record, not everybody's going to love it or get it at first. You know? Like, I think you're right. It's something that stands the test of time.
Yeah.
A classic record. But I also feel it's something that's going to shift something culturally. You know what I mean? And it doesn't have to be big. I think it's also something that shifts your perception of that artist. And even your respect for that artist changes with a classic record. Like, it's a song that, you know that stank face you make? Yeah. You hear something that you just like I feel like when I hear classic records, it's something that comes on and I'm like, oh my God, I haven't heard this in a minute. And then you just got to run it back. You got to run it back. Like, you have to stop everything and remind yourself, like, how fucking good that is. And I think, in my mind, a good classic record will shift rankings of my favorite, who's highest, who's my number one, who's my number. Like, I think if you have enough classic records, and I think a classic record, like you said, like, it's going to stand the test of time. It doesn't matter the year. It's still going to be just as great as it was. And as you can tell, like, I prefer classic records over hit records, not to be so contrarian. And so, like, anti an alternative, but an alternative. No, well, like, I'm too cool.
Say, well, okay, so, like, even if we're going back to, like, okay, Glorilla has the debuts on the Hot 100. Mm-hmm. I think these are all hits. These are
absolutely
hits. So, do I think she has, like, a classic?
I do.
Maybe.
I do. But let's talk about it then. What are some of your favorite? And we should make a playlist of this too.
That's actually a good idea. Yeah.
What are some of your favorite hit records by female rappers? And you can talk about why if you want to. If you have like a couple, because I have a few that I thought of.
Okay, so I guess a few favorite hit records. Mm-hmm. I would say FNF.
That was on my list. That's the one I was thinking of too.
Yeah, FNF is definitely a hit. I'm trying to think of another one. Like, more recently, I would say, for me, it was like Sunday Service is a hit.
1,000%.
It's a hit. Put It on the Floor, hit.
1,000%.
Tomorrow 2, hit.
1,000%. $1,000,000%.
Yeah, those are like top ones that I can think of right now.
When I was thinking of, these are the ones that I wrote down. So, hit records. Like, I was thinking Anaconda. Bodak
Yellow, yeah.
Nan Nigga, Blow Your Mind, Get Your Freak On, Big Ol' Freak, Say So, Act Up, Conceited, Big Bad Mamba, Tambourine, Candy, Bomb, Intro / Pass the Dutch, and FNF. Those are some of my favorite, like, hit records by female rappers.
Yeah, I don't know. I would say Act Up is a classic, though.
But can it not be both?
Can it not be both?
And we'll get there. Get there. But Act Up is 1,000% a hit record.
Because, like, I'm thinking about what you said. It's like a cultural shift.
Like,
how you change or how you see an artist differently. Act Up was definitely that. Another classic, Itty Bitty Piggy.
Oh wait, are we moving on to classic records?
Oh yeah.
Okay,
sorry.
Yes. Go. Keep going.
Yeah, Itty Bitty Piggy.
Say.
I got another one. Doo Wop, I think is a big one.
Absolutely on my list. Yes, 1,000%. Honestly, I would say anything from the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill too.
Yeah. What else did I have? I had a Missy Elliott song. Like Gossip Folks, Work It.
Yes, I said both of those.
Yeah.
Both of those songs. Yes. Okay. Yeah.
No, those are some of the ones I was thinking of, like top of the head.
Savage.
That was the other one.
Okay, I said Itty Bitty Piggy. Look Back at It. Who's That Girl? Il Nana, Crush on You, The Jump Off. This is gonna sound crazy. This is gonna sound crazy, but Sheether. I think Sheether is a classic.
Oh no, yeah.
Record. I would say anything from Tina Snow. Okay, and anything from the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill. I think those are classic records. Mm-hmm. Now, what are some records by female rappers that are both a hit record and a classic record? You already named one.
Yeah.
You said you had one, which is Act Up. What are some other ones? Do you want me to go first? Because why
don't you go first? Yeah.
Okay, so some that I think are both hit records and classic records: Super Bass, Roman's Revenge.
Okay, yeah.
Il Nana, Get Me Home, the Not Tonight remix, UNITY. The Baddest Bitch, Nan Nigga, Doo Wop, That Thing, Bomb Intro, Pass the Dutch, Gossip Folks, Work It, FNF, Lose Control, Beef Flow Mix, In the Party. Like, I think those are some that, like, are both hit records, but also when you think about in terms of female rap, in terms of these artists' catalogs, those are classics to me.
No, for sure. I love Beast in the Party. That's for sure. I
1000%.
didn't think about those. I think Savage is still up there. Like, these are all big Savage
and when you
ones.
said Sunday Service, I didn't even think of Sunday Service, but I think it's both. I think it's both. I think when you go back in Latto's catalog, that'll be a moment when something really shifted for her as an artist when we look back on it. So I think Sunday Service might be both.
Right. I'm trying to think what else would be both. I feel like you named a good amount of them. Man.
I know, it's so hard.
You had a good list. You had a good list.
It's so hard, right? So
Super Bass was a good one.
Super Bass was a good one. It really did change, I think, a lot in Nicki Minaj's career.
Yeah.
You know, love it or hate it, and you don't have to love it. You know, like I said, like I don't think a classic record is something that everybody's gonna love or everybody's gonna get. You don't have to love Super Bass, but you can't deny its impact.
For sure.
You can't deny, like, she was rapping on that shit. Okay, I don't give a fuck how you feel about that song. So I want to know. You know what? Yes. 1000% yes.
Yeah.
1000% both. 1000% both. I want to know then, what are is it more important, like, to have one or the other as a rapper? Do you have to have both or neither to be considered a successful female rapper?
This is gonna sound like a cop out, but I think it's really up to the artist to determine what success is for them.
That's true.
So it's like, I think that as a Mount Rushmore artist, like, you have your place. You have your place within the history of hip hop, irregardless. I think it has to do with, like, the amount of classic songs that you have.
I agree.
With an extensive amount of hits as well.
And
like, we're talking GOAT talk. Yeah, no overlap.
And they will overlap.
But it's like,
you're right.
That's GOAT talk. Like,
exactly.
But I think that, like, I'm just going to keep using, I guess, like, Glorilla as an example.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know if she will be on the Mount Rushmore of, like, of hip hop, right? But she has she will have an extensive amount of
1000%
that will make sure that her name is still remembered, though.
1000%.
So
1000%.
I think that
1000%.
I think it has to do with the artist, but I think for the ones who are going to be like an institution within hip hop, classic, having more classic songs matters more.
And I hate to bring a man into this, but it's the way, like, when people talk about, like, greatest rapper of all time and everybody's like, oh yeah, Jay-Z, but that's Jay-Z. Like, we're not even, because you know. Because you already know. Yeah. Like, if we're talking, like, GOAT talk, it's him, you know? And he doesn't have to have, like, all these number ones and all these, like, millions of... And it's not that he doesn't have that, but that's not what people talk about when they talk about Jay-Z.
Right.
All the number ones, all the hit... It's the fucking bars. It's just the everything about it. And I think that in the long run, when you're talking... And Mount Rushmore, I think bringing that up is, like, a really great example of, like, yeah, you got a hit record, but is it a
classic? Yeah.
Is it a classic record? So I definitely agree. And I think, like I said, like, I feel like I value classic records over hit records for that reason. But I appreciate artists that have both.
Of course.
And I appreciate songs that are both. And I don't know if you can be successful in 2024 without having both. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if you can necessarily be, you know, super big, mainstream, successful artist if you don't have both. Like, I don't think and I think it's different for women too. I think it's different for women too. I don't think you get the same kind of respect if you only have a catalog that's full of classic records. And I think, not to, you know, weaponize her, but Rhapsody is a great example. You know, I think Rhapsody is an excellent rapper. I think she has several classic records in her catalog. Has she had a massive hit record? I mean, not really. But that doesn't mean that she's not successful. Like, she's very beloved by the people who love her. And I think when you talk to me about underground hip hop and people who are really hip hop heads, like, yeah, they'll love Rhapsody, but they definitely even still don't listen to as much Rhapsody as they do Megan Thee Stallion.
True.
Even those people don't. You know what I mean? And I think it's different for women in that way. Like, you can't have no hit records as a female rapper and still be expected to be in the Mount Rushmore conversations, if I'm being honest. Like, you gotta have hit records. As a woman, you do. As a woman, you do.
So do you think a man can drop like a one classic and he's like, okay.
I feel like men have done that.
Yeah.
I can't think of off the top of my head, but I feel like men have done that. And I think, like, we've talked about this before, but there's only one woman who has done that, dropped only one album, and it's, like, considered a classic female rapper. Like, but the crazy thing is like you said, like we said a million times, not everybody has a Miseducation of Lauryn Hill in their catalog to be of that status. Sure. You know what I mean? But even when you think about it, Dua, I believe, went number one on the Billboard. The album was successful. It won 5 Grammys. She still is the only Black woman ever who has won Album of the Year at the fucking Grammys. So that's a hit to me, as well as a classic. So so I don't even think Lauryn Hill is the rule. I think she's the exception. You know what I mean? And so then it brings me to my question, which I feel is the most important question. Are classic records in 2024, are they a thing of the past? And have you heard any songs this year that you think in the future might be considered a classic? In like decades to come might be considered a classic?
Yeah. I think that we've said that there have been classic songs that have been released.
I agree. I think so.
I think that for this year, I'll keep saying, like, I think Savage will be a classic record. I think that cemented like the Stallion into a crossover. So I think that's a classic record within the past decade.
Yeah.
I think that this year, I'm trying to think this year.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, like, I guess I said Sunday Service. Like, Sunday
that
Service.
That was this year. It seemed like a lifetime ago.
These months.
Child, listen. No, that was this year. I agree, though.
What I'm trying to... I guess... Would you consider Never Lose Me a
1,000%.
classic? Yeah.
Yes. I think it will be in her catalog a classic for sure.
Yeah.
For me, though, I feel like you're gonna be like, what are you talking about? I think No Bars is gonna be a classic record for JT in the future, and I still don't like that song.
Yeah.
I don't
really like that song either.
I think it's gonna be a classic record for JT in the future. Like, I think it's gonna be one that it's like gonna be like a Crazy in Love, situation where she's always gonna have to perform it. Like it's, even if she remixes it, reworks it, even if she gets better as a rapper, as an artist, I think she's always gonna return to that one. And the people who really love her and really gravitate toward her are always gonna be. I think it's gonna be a classic record.
Yeah,
good or for better or worse. I think it's gonna be a classic record. I also feel that way about Georgia Peach, though.
I really like that song.
I think Georgia Peach. Yeah. I was gonna say There She Go, but shout out to me. Yes. Yes. Shout out to me, Georgia Peach. I think Mamushi also is going to be a classic in the future, and even Accent. I think when we talk about like female, I think when we talk about female rap collabs, and that brings us like to our award show, which is coming up. But I think when we talk about female rap collabs in the future, that's gonna be one that's gonna be a classic. Maybe not a hit, but yeah, the way they was going back and forth on that's in the running for my top played song of the year.
Oh yeah,
like every time. Yes. I think I listen to that song every fucking day, every fucking day. You know what I mean? Like, I think there have been some songs that have been released in 2024, and I don't know if classic records are a thing of the past. I think, in a way, yes. In the way that we who grew up in an era, like a mixtape era, a prime peak Lil Wayne era, like there was then we also grew up when there was a shift and streaming became really huge and music started to change a lot. So the way we view classic records may not be the same as like the way that other people view classic records. And I think even the records that we consider classic records, like in rap, like the Rap Hall of Fame classic records, and somebody who was born in like 2008, like my little brother, we would obviously not respect those as much. You know what I mean? But
well, yeah, I guess it's like, but I think, is that always going to be true, right? Like,
I don't know.
You know what I mean? Like, for my father to say like a classic record is, and something from like, I don't know, like from like Wu-Tang, like,
see, but I would agree with that though. Okay. If he was talking about like Big Daddy Kane, I'd be like, okay, boomer. Okay,
yeah.
All-timer. I'm not saying you're wrong, but I'm not listening to no Big Daddy Kane.
No, but I'm like, because it's like, I think that's like a larger conversation of like the way, to your point of like the way that we view classic records is that always shifting like through the continuum of time. Like same thing with like the essence of hip hop. Like, if you talk to somebody who's my dad's age, say like hip hop has changed dramatically.
For sure.
But to me, it's like, okay, this has gone through a great evolution. Like
for sure
on the path. So it's like, I think it might always be the case that it's like the idea of what a classic record is always going to be evolving.
But I think the pendulum always swings back though. Like, I think at its core, I think the very essence of hip hop is always going to be or artists who represent that music that feels like that is always going to be like, okay, I respect that. I get that. I know it's your people who respect hip hop, who love hip hop deeply, and who are not just like fans of one artist in particular. Like they're always going to be like, okay, I see what you're doing there. I respect that. Like I may not love it, but I get what you're doing and I respect you. You know what I mean? So I think, yes, maybe in the way that we, and even your dad and like people of that generation view classic records, maybe there aren't any today. Maybe in 2024, there haven't been. But to me, I disagree. I think classic records are still happening, are still being released this year, And I don't think it has to be a commercial success or commercial failure to even be a hit record. Because I think there have been a lot of hit records this year, some that have been super successful commercially and some that haven't.
Yeah. No, that's fair. Yeah. That's fair.
Okay, should we do music Rex?
Yeah. I feel like after talking about this, my Rex going to be Shout Out to Me by Latto.
Okay. I love, first of all, excellent song.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent song. She talked about how she was in her Jay-Z bag on that one. Yeah. And I said, that's a person who studies.
Mm-hmm.
That's a person who studies, okay?
Big fan.
Big fan. And
big Latto.
And a student, okay? Don't ever forget who was on the rap game writing freestyles in front of not live audiences, on reality TV. Yes.
In front of Jermaine Dupri.
In front of Jermaine Dupri, okay? My rec is actually going to be Shatta, Young Nudy featuring Megan Thee Stallion, because I've been listening to that song a lot on repeat, and like I said, I really love Young Nudy. I think I like him better than 21 Savage, and I love Megan Thee Stallion, and I've been thinking a lot about her. Okay, guys, we are at the end of our episode, and this is going to be the last episode before our award show nominations come out for 2024. It has been a very long year. And now we're getting to the best part. My favorite part.
I'm excited.
My favorite part, because I think this year's nominations are going to be insane.
Oh yeah.
They're going to be insane.
We've been blessed with a lot of music this year.
So
actually,
much music. I was talking and texting Brianna about how like this is the most albums or projects or EPs that we've ever had compete for album of the year. Mm-hmm. I remember the first year we did this, we only had like 2 or 3 projects that we could consider, and now look at us.
I know, it's great.
I'm so excited.
Me too.
Look out for that.
And it's like, you people are the ones who are helping us decide.
You vote. You vote for the winners. We don't vote for the winners.
We have opinions, but we don't.
We have lots of opinions, and we will give them to each other and to you. Okay, so if you made it all the way to this episode, thank you so much for listening, and we'll catch you guys in our next episode. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Where My Girls At, a podcast about Black women in hip hop. Where My Girls At is produced and edited by Mariah Woods and hosted by Mariah Woods and Brianna LaRosliere. Follow us on Twitter at Where My Girls At 2, on Instagram at Where My Girls At _TH, and on TikTok at Where My Girls At Pod. See you next time.